Yeah, that's right. It's very clear. He should not have accepted their excuse and should have forced them to go.
Forced them.
Oh, yeah. That's one of those occasions when there were no exceptions allowed, except to the people who were not able-bodied or who didn't have the means to travel. That's right. Otherwise, it was decided to be a way of distinguishing the believers from hypocrites.
So if they still wouldn't have gone with him, that
would have exposed
the
them.
rest of them.
Right.
Yeah. So rest of the people would have figured out that
Absolutely.
truly those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because they had the permission from the Prophet,
And a quick permission was given to them.
yeah,
As opposed to the
right.
the message is that you should have kind of interrogated them or asked them a little bit more, that there should be a bigger or a valid reason, a more valid reason than that.
That's right. I mean, you should have said, no, sorry, let's go.
You have to.
Yeah, you have to. And the Quran is clear that the believers, they all went willingly. Though even those who didn't have the means, they felt really bad about the fact that they couldn't accompany the Prophet and the companions. So that is where your faith and lack of faith, they were clearly visible as distinct categories.
So Allah is basically then not only kind of questioning the decision that Allah made, but also saying that this was the right way to go.
Absolutely.
In every single instance, you gave 2 or 3 examples.
Yeah.
So in every single instance, the actual answer has been provided.
Right, right. That is, the blind man should have been given more attention. You should not have decided that you're not going to consume honey. So it was very clear mention in all cases.
But you really have to have that open mind and patience, and I don't know what to call that, where when something is being questioned of our last prophet, who people are very near and dear to, when you question that, people all of a sudden think, some of us, that it's blasphemy, because you're saying that he wasn't 100% correct. How can that be?
Yeah.
And how, if you heard about what happened with Junaid and Sher, when he questioned something or he said, this is what happened with Aisha and all that, people make a very big deal about this. So I guess people have to be a little bit more open-minded. And if Islam probably gives that message that you have to be open-minded about these types of things, it's okay to question stuff like that.
Absolutely. I mean, allow me to say, you see, whether we are talking about Muslims or whether we are talking about Christians or Jews or any other community, what you hear, observe, and experience within your society are your norms of the society. They are the traditions of your society. That is not faith. Faith is what is described by the text, by the Quran. So it's not just the Jews who are challenged. It's the Muslims who are challenged as well. Every individual Muslim has to accept faith on his, her own, and that really means that you have to read the Quran and understand what the Quran is saying, and then reject what you had been believing in and accepting earlier. It's an ongoing process. That is what I keep saying to my Muslim brothers and sisters. We were born Muslims. There was nothing that we contributed in being a Muslim. That is the starting point for us. And from there, we have to proceed to acquire and go for the right faith, which can only be had when we are going to read the Quran with an open mind and understand it properly. And when we're going to start this process, it's going to challenge us because there are obstacles. So, we are very fond of describing non-Muslims as kafirs, as people who are rejected by the Almighty. It could be similar in our case as well. Allah is fair, His God is praise. He is going to treat everybody on the basis of the same principle, same criteria.